Like, I mean, hell, how many are copied?
Yeah, when was the last time you see a Switch on sale?
Right. Well, Switch. I'm just talking about the games. I mean, Matt,
games.
the money they're
So
still
rare.
on New Horizons.
Mario went on sale with the Mario movie crossing over $1 billion. They're like, we made $1 billion. Give them 5.
I think
Let's
Breath
just
of the
take
Wild is
5
still
off
like
the
$50, dude.
It'll be
one.
it'll be a 7-year-old game, and it'll be $5 off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, hell,
And it's a
20-year-old
GameStop
game.
deal too, right?
Yeah.
And only if you trade in another game.
Wait, this is such a fun derail. That was our intro.
I'm sorry,
to
everyone.
Joker. Let's
Yeah.
go with-
Okay. Playing Cyberpunk, Baldur's Gate, Destiny,
Great. We've
and
all been here. That was topic 1.
Yeah.
What's next on deck, Brian?
Got a little
Oh, man.
tangents.
Well, I was still just going around the horn. We got Elio, dude. Elio, why don't you could tell people what you got coming up?
Yeah, so right now I've been sick with COVID, so I don't have a lot necessarily coming up. But hopefully I'll be having some projects, some 14 projects in the near future, as well as streaming Final Fantasy 11 at some point, and maybe even Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth. Definitely hoping to get around to that. Right now, what I've been playing is honestly 14. I've been going back to Elden Ring with the newest launch, and I just recently replayed through Final Fantasy 9 and watched my partner play Final Fantasy 10 for the first time. So
That's awesome.
And that was a very interesting experience.
Chili, what are you playing, dude?
I've just finished Sea of Stars. I'm going to go play the Fantasy 7 Rebirth demo, and I'm going to go play Fantasy 7 Rebirth when it comes out next week. You all know me, blah, 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 blah. Skip ahead.
And gaming kind of Chris. What's up, dude?
I'm traveling this week, so I am playing whatever my nephew wants to play, which is a whole lot of Smash.
Yeah.
He's right at an age where he's really fun to game with, and he knows for a fact that he knows more about the game than me. So he made me watch the tutorial. He explained how the game worked. He told me what character I should play. And then after the 3rd round, he goes, "You've played this before."
Yeah.
I have.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Like a lot.
we just spent 5 minutes air juggling him with Bayonetta. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm about to show you some Z-Dash.
I'm not wildly good, but I have been playing Smash games longer than he's been alive. So
yeah,
there is a slight advantage for a few more years.
That's when
Mikey,
you pull out the
who's
Kirby and you just dunk on him.
I don't know. I don't remember how old your nephew is, but Mikey, who's 5, will run up to me with like playing Smash, and he's like, "Dad, I need you to beat this guy for me." I'm like, "No, you got to learn on your own, son." And then if he struggles like 5 times, then I'm like, "All right, let me show you how."
I enjoyed
it's been fun.
I got him his first Pokemon game. I guess he was like maybe 8 or 9, and so like the reading, like I didn't realize how much reading a lot of these games have, and so like his parents at first were like, "We're gonna have to kind of limit switch time and things like that," but very quickly they were like he's getting so much better at reading as he spends time with this game, which is something that like Brian talks about a lot with like his history with reading in the games, and like just having a source material, whatever it is that a kid's passionate about, makes such a big difference with how they learn a lot of these skills.
Doesn't matter what it is, get him reading. That I've worked in education. That is the only.
So a lot of it's just been me like hanging out, and he's playing the game, and like it's been interesting over the last 3 years of him kind of coming into gaming, watching his attitude mature, even just in terms of Pokemon, because it started with, "I'm gonna have a team of all Ponytas," and I said, "Why?" He's like, "Ponyta's the best." And I was like, "Well, what happens if you fight a water Pokemon?" And he goes, "Fire evaporates water." Like, nailed it. You nailed it.
I mean, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
That is the logic they use.
What about
to be
rock
fair.
Pokemon? Fire melts rocks. Like he could explain to me why all Ponytas beats all types. And then, check in a year later. It's time to update him and check in on that Pokemon game and the next title. And I was like, "Do you have all Ponytas?" He's like, "You can't have all Ponytas. You can have one Ponyta, but you have to be backed by a couple other types. But I have the perfect team. And there's one team, and there is no need for any other team." And then like fast forward to now, and he's like, "Well, it really depends on kind of the area you're in and like what you're fighting, and then you have to kind of decide, am I training some?" It's like it's just been crazy to watch over such
Kids
a short
are all
time.
right.
And go from like, I've picked my one thing and this one strategy will work in all situations, to like this wildly gray area of like, let's get into the deep debate of what the optimal Pokemon is. It's been awesome.
Awesome.
And then you get into EVs and IVs and competitive
EV's his favorite.
breeding.
That is a path of
He's
darkness.
getting into the cards, and he got an EV binder from us for Christmas.
No, I mean
No,
effort
stats.
values.
Oh yeah,
These are stats. Yeah,
It is-
EV's
that's
I
IVs,
thought you were talking still Pokemon.
it's
Yes.
insanity.
Yeah,
They're
I
like-
still
I don't
remember
think he's
though.
to items. I don't think he's to items yet. Like I think he's still.
I
Kind
still
of
remember
in that
with
initial
Sword and
stage where you could
Shield.
just hoard them.
Sorry.
Like, well, I don't want to use them. I might need them.
I mean, that's every RPG player ever, right? Nobody ever uses. There's always going to be a harder fight, so you keep it. You know, we might
Keep
need
it.
it. There's a harder fight. There's a harder
Then you
fight.
finish the
Or
game.
the
and
last
you're like,
fight,
oh.
it'll
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
but there could be a secret fight.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, exactly.
Maybe there's a
Literally.
fight after the
last 10
credits.
turns. I have 230 antidotes.
I
hope
got
it's enough.
this. The boss
I was
doesn't
just
have
playing
poison.
Elden Ring.
I got this.
I was
All
playing
right.
Elden Ring like yesterday, and I just went, okay, you know what? I'm literally just beating the game. Just use all the stuff. So I'm just running around with like dual flaming blades and just like all the items.
Very,
I think that's
very
what
nice.
made me struggle with Granblue was the fact that you could use potions in the fight without having to worry. Took me ages to be like, oh yeah, I can just use potions. I don't have to just stock them up. Okay.
This is why 14 is so hard, because like it is either use food on cooldown repeatedly forever, or it is you can only carry one Phoenix down and you will never need it outside of deep dungeon content. Like
And
like-
when
like
you do
there's
need
things
it
like,
in a deep
use this
dungeon,
always
you
for all
realize.
situations,
Yeah.
always, or never ever ever apply this. It is
Oh,
a
Chris,
waste of
may
time.
I introduce you to the wonder of pots and pot rotation windows?
You're talking
because
about a very
potions.
narrow portion of content that requires that.
But still,
Yes.
the point of the Phoenix down is so frustrating because by the time you actually need it, you realize I got that out of my inventory. I forgot completely about it, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have one in this
Or you
occasion
go on
that I
the-
need it."
Or you're on that floor of Palace of Dead, you need to use it, and then you realize you have the debuff that disables items, and you can't use it anyway.
Well,
Okay.
let's get into kind of our next major topic. We hit up gaming news, I think, pretty well. I think we've covered kind of what's been going on in our lives. But a big update is that Final Fantasy XIV beta officially is out in the wild. You can go download it on your Xbox. I do want to make just a note because I keep hitting this home. If you have an existing account, don't merge your Microsoft account with a temporary account. Wait until this game comes out of beta. That's what they've asked for. So I created a extra Xbox account and a free trial account. And so I've been playing and testing the beta itself. So I'd like to go around the horn, get everybody's kind of general thoughts, whether you're playing it or not. That it really doesn't matter. Just like this feels very exciting as we build up to the release of Dawn Trail. Let's start with Joker, because I know that you've played on the Xbox, and being that you have an Xbox, you know, you're ready to
And
go.
I
So-
merged my Xbox gamer tag with my free.
Oh no, that's undoable.
You can, I believe, you can actually just delete the Square Service account, like totally, and that might be
No.
a workaround.
Well, you'd have to remove your whole account. You
Yeah, no, I don't care.
okay.
I don't have anything on it. It was a made for this Square Service account. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
deleting that completely
Ah, you scared me.
will do it. No.
Oh,
So but yeah, so I've been running around. One of the things is I main Dragoon. So I booted up Lancer, and I'm just like, oh man, the new player experience. Yikes.
Yep. It's pretty bad.
Oof.
I know.
Just bombarded
Yoshi,
by it.
It's
my
a lot.
dude, can we have more than like 2 abilities when we start the game, please? Or like an AoE? Like,
No, you play.
I'm
1,
drowning
2,
out here,
3,
man.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for like the first 70 hours, and that's as a story skipper. And then if you're slowing down for story, it's like the first 50,000 hours. It's a huge ask. It's worth it in the end, which is a
Oh,
really
yeah.
easy thing to say for the person at the end, right? But like as the person that's like actively in it, it's easy to forget like how painful that was, especially when there's just so many other good games.
And this has been a problem since Shadowbringers, and it's been like something that I've talked with people about for the better part of 4 or 5 years, and it's only going to get worse, really, the more that they streamline or like change abilities at the higher end and what gets removed at the earlier point in the game. And I feel like there just has to be effectively what they're doing for Endwalker right now with quality of life fixes. I feel like they have to choose to prioritize fixing the early game.
Joker, do you think?
With experience.
So Elio and Joker, like, do you guys think that they'll convert players with this? Like, is
So,
that going to be an
I'm
As
of like
is?
2 minds on this. Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
So when you look at the way that the Final Fantasy XIV works, like in the end game, right? I would argue that the Final Fantasy XIV community, especially coming from Destiny, is more knowledgeable about what their skills do, how mechanics work, how the game works, than like say Destiny. Like you go into a LFG on Destiny, and half the people don't know how Oracles and Vault of Glass works.